Welcome to Coral's Casual Patio and Fireplace, serving the villagers since 1998. Come visit Coral's Casual's huge showroom in the Best Buy Plaza on US 441. Their wide variety of furniture will accommodate every lifestyle and fit every budget. Coral's Casual carries wicker, polywood, aluminum, and so much more. There's something here for everyone, and delivery is always free at Coral's Casual. Mention this ad and receive your 20% villagers discount. Come visit Coral's Casual in person or online. They look forward to seeing you soon.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. In short, the period was so far like the present period that some of its noisiest authorities insisted on its being received for good or for evil in the superlative degree of comparison only.
Well, hello everyone, it's Don, and we're off to a good start today, I think. Pardon me while I adjust my volume here. Yes, I am wearing headphones today because we're going to take live phone calls, and that should be an interesting time. The phone number to call in with your questions is right there on the screen, 352-661-6175. I think I've got all the bugs worked out on this. We'll see. Of course, you know, the nice thing about technology is it generally fails. All right. So there's been a lot of comments, and I posted a rather lengthy explanation based on a question I received on Talkative Villages concerning amenities and the different aspects of it. So I want to get you all's input. Give me your thoughts on the whole amenity thing. I'll go first off with a comment that was made by a CDD supervisor in CDD 8. If you read Villagers News, the title was, "What are we going to do for the residents who can't afford the amenities or to live here?" Something like that. And he goes on to talk about an individual who lost his wife, and my sympathy goes out for him losing his wife. I could not imagine losing my wife after 43 years. She's just too much of my life. But anyway, and he had his income decreased. Obviously, he was thinking of, or what I can get from that was that he was on Social Security, and Social Security benefits went down. I feel for the gentleman, I do. But it's not our place as residents to provide for those who can no longer afford to live here. It boils down to personal responsibility, planning for your retirement. I think that if you don't plan adequately, then you're going to feel the brunt of it as things change. And trust me, I know this firsthand. My life since I retired has changed so many times. Plans have changed so many times. This last year has been, it was almost devastating. Now, it was pretty devastating financially, all the things that happened. We bought a house to rent, and we closed on Monday. Thursday, I got a call from the governor's office basically telling me that I'd lost my job because they had to reinstate the previous commissioner. Man, if you don't think that hit hard on the finances, picking up a mortgage and dropping a paycheck, it was painful. It changed a lot of plans, and it's funny, I knew about it on Thursday, still did the broadcast on Sunday. I had to speak at about an hour after I got the word from the governor's office, and I had to put it all behind me because it wasn't public knowledge yet. But again, you got to make plans. I've made plans so that if something happens to Debbie or I, we're not relying totally on Social Security. We're, there's a contingency so that we can continue to live here in the villages and enjoy it. But really, this all comes down to, your own personal responsibility, in my opinion. The supervisor made another comment concerning the amenity fees and the fact that there's this dock that's going to cost about $3 million at Lake Sumter Landing that's got to be taken care of. Well, you're not going to raise the amenity fees out just because of that expense. That comes out of what's called R&R, repair and replacement funds. We've set money aside for things like that. There's also a revetment project a little farther down the coastline, excuse me, in front of I think it's called Lake Sumter Landing Cottages, and that is part of the project-wide fund that's going to fund that, and we draw from each of the districts R&R funds to fund something like that. R&R funds exist for that specific purpose, to update and replace infrastructure that eventually has to be replaced. They took away the cap. I was one of the ones that voted on it. It was, I guess, I'm trying to remember. I think it was about 2018, 2019. It wasn't a cap. Let's get that straight. It was never a cap. It was called a deferral rate. They deferred the CPI adjustments for however many years it was going to be, and when we got to a point where it was no longer sustainable, we ended it. It was a 1-year agreement. There was never anything that said your amenity fee will never go up. That was a 1-year agreement that was in place by Village Center and Sumter Landing Community Development Districts on the amenity fee. It accomplished its goal to normalize the amenity fees that were imbalanced. But so that's it. We can talk more on that. If you got a question, again, you can give me a call, 352-661-6175, and hopefully this whole phone setup will work. So let's go to some of the questions here. Jerry Bell says 152. Jerry, you know what? I've been working on 152 all week. I've also been dealing with a sick wife. My wife has been coughing and wheezing, and it has been almost impossible to get anything accomplished on top of everything else I had planned because she has been sick. She's sick now. Hopefully she's sleeping, but that has slowed me down. Video's done. I'm working on the soundtrack. Of course, it's hard to work on the soundtrack when in the background there's always a hacking cough going on. So that's why I'm trying to do it here in my apartment. Let's see. Hank says, I will be joining the drone club next month. My question is, are you allowed to fly a drone by the Atlas Dog Park, by the preserves? Obviously not over people. Absolutely. There is no village's rule that says you can't fly there. Florida Statute 330.41, Section 3.1b basically prohibits any municipality from creating any laws governing drones. Again, that's 330.41. Take a look at it. Jill wants to know, hi Don, are they building any spec homes? I see, all I see are less expensive ones. We are willing to pull a trigger on a lot into February going forward. What lots will be released? What lots will be released? I don't know. My Ouija board is broken. Seriously, they are still building spec homes. Generally, on a view lot, they don't build spec homes. They want to sell those and allow you to do a custom build, but they have done some spec homes on view lots. The less expensive ones, they build those first. They build patio villas, courtyard villas, and verandas. Those are all spec homes, and they sell extremely well and extremely fast. So obviously it's a way to generate revenue and get some money back in the system for them. But they also, they build designer homes that are spec homes. Normally those are on the inside lots. And again, the view lots, the outside lots, they tend to, those go for the custom builds. What's going to be released in February? Into February. I can guess next week. There's still some lots that they haven't released yet in Water's Edge and Shady Brook. They did do a release last week over in Shady Brook on the northern section of it, and they've actually started clearing lots on that. They're still coming, Joel. They're still coming. Mark wants to know, can you share any facts about the emergency room that's being built on 466A in Lake County near the villages? Nope, I don't know anything about that one at this point. Kyle says, yep, life is what you make of it. Victoria wants to know, do you know what appliances come with new built verandas? Yes, I do. Dishwasher, stove, microwave, dishwasher, stove, microwave. What am I missing? Microwave, stove, dishwasher. Yeah, I think that's it. Washer and dryer do not come. Let's see. VS says, I find it very hard to believe that the small amenity increases would impact people in the villages that aggressively. My assumption is the increases in property taxes, utilities, etc. are more impactful. I would agree. Property taxes have actually been going down in Sumter County. The property tax itself is at its lowest point in history. But we did implement a new fire assessment. I think that was about, on average, about a $300 increase for everyone. And that dealt mainly because we also have brought online ambulance services. And we brought that under the county's purview. Utilities, oh my gosh, utilities have been going nutso. You know what? The blinds are casting too much light in here. Let me close them real quick. It's just even worse. Oh my gosh. Some days the dragon wins. Did that help? Oh, of course not. Which camera am I using? We're using this one. Let's just do that. Even, okay, we're going to go to the other camera. Oh my gosh. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now I'm looking side. Oh, that's because it's this one. All right. So I apologize. You're going to look at the side of my head. Utilities, definitely impactful. SECO really has to come to the table and start answering about this whole light pole thing, the 600% increase in light pole rental fee, whatever, or maintenance fee. It's crazy. Let's see. Yes, very much hope Debbie gets better soon. Yeah, so do I. It's been a long, long week. She went to the doctor yesterday, and they said, "Oh no, it's just a chest cold." So, yeah. Let's see. VS says, appreciate the great work in the home done YouTube video 1314. Herm's Loop is looking good. Yeah, they are looking really good. They come along, the houses come along so quickly. If you don't know, I have 2 YouTube channels. The other one is one of the packages I offer is a deluxe package where I do YouTube videos of the people's homes so that they can share it with their friends and family. And it's basically the same pictures I take, but I put them into a YouTube video, and it makes it easier to share than trying to pull up 30 or 40 pictures every week. Let's see. Victoria says, I was thinking the same thing as VS. Property taxes, utilities, homeowners insurance per year. It seems like they would impact residents financially more than amenities fees. Yeah, I agree. I'd forgotten about homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance everywhere has been going up crazy. And, you have to dig back down to the root cause. What's the root cause? Really, honestly, it's inflation. When you look at a sheet of OSB, used to be, OSB is oriented stranded board. It's a step up from particle board and a step down from plywood, in my opinion. But it used to be, $6, $8, $10 a sheet. Now it's like $30 or $40 a sheet. 2x4 used to be $1.75. Now they're like $4.50, $5. All those costs, when you have a claim, the insurance company has to pay all those costs, and it has a dramatic impact on their bottom line. So their costs are going up. They have to pass those costs on to everybody else, and that's really the increased cost for replacement has just skyrocketed. Look at the cost of a new house, how much it's gone up. It's nuts. Yes, refrigerator. I knew there was another appliance in there. Yeah, there is a refrigerator that's also provided. GE brand, yeah, I think so. I know Debbie wasn't real happy with the appliances in her house. Thank goodness for Costco. They had a great buy, and I replaced all but the stove or range, whatever you want to call it, with new Samsung appliances. And I'll be honest with you, when we first closed on the house, I test ran the dishwasher, and it was running, and I walked into the master bedroom, and I walked into the closet and closed the door, and I could still hear the dishwasher. It was like, I'm out of here. This is crazy. I couldn't stand the noise. All right. So we talk about fridge, GE brand. Okay, VS says, deluxe package, well worth the money. Way, way easier and way better quality than I could ever do. I've shared with many. Thank you very much, VS. I appreciate that. It's, not everybody wants the deluxe package. They just want to see the pictures. And the file share, they all come down to your computer. If you have a file, an image viewer, oh my gosh, there's so many image viewers out there. I think VCS is one of them that I use, and ACDC is another one. You can flip through them. The YouTube video is much easier for just browsing. Now, when you see something, I will tell you that when you see something, the glare is gone. When you see something, it's very easy to look at the images when you go back to the original source files, because you can zoom in. They're all shot with a 24, or if I'm using my Sony, it's a 36 megabit camera, and you can zoom way in on these things and see lots of detail. Let's see. James wants to know, can you please tell me what the area west of Marsh Bend Trail between Finney Way and County Road 470 is going to be? The village's map, there is a large gap. Thank you. All right, so between Finney Way and 470, Marsh Bend Trail, west of, okay, I got it, west of Marsh Bend Trail. Man, James, I'm drawing a blank here. Let me pull up the map here. Here we go. Web browser. All right. So you got to put the mouse over here. Yeah. So west of Marsh Bend Trail, between Finney Way and 470. West of Marsh Bend Trail. Finney Way and more 470. Man, I'm still drawing a blank on that one, James. Maybe you can take a screenshot or something and shoot it to my phone, and then I can look at it then and help you out. I'm drawing a blank because I'm not seeing, because here's Finney Way, and wait, 470, between Finney Way and 470, Marsh Bend Trail. Okay. West of Marsh Bend Trail, between Finney Way and 470. Man, okay, so this big blank spot right here. Wow. So what's in there is a bunch of residential, Coleman Prison, and what else is in here? We'll zoom back out. Finally figured it out, yeah. So yeah, here's Finney Way, here's 470, west of Marsh Bend Trail. That's this area. So yeah, that's Coleman Prison is here, and there's some apartment houses here, and there's the mines are in this area. There's some limestone mines. The folks in Finney get upset about that because of the blasting, which only happens 5 times a month. No, I can't go look at that. That's a violation of Florida law. I can't fly over that. It's considered critical infrastructure. All right, so let's see. Let's go back to the other camera. All right, Chris says, Sam, sandhill cranes nest is at the preserve. Drones upset the parents, especially once colt is hatched. They see it as a raptor. Politely request you refrain from those areas, especially after colt hatches. You're right. And you will find, Sam, that the Drone Flyers Club actually specifically addresses the issue that Chris is talking about. During mating season and nesting season, we tell you, don't annoy the animals. Don't fly in there. Be respectful of them just as you would people. It definitely upsets the animals. Okay, wow. So not a whole lot of questions. Like I said, I'm open to live calls and conversations. 352-661-6175. That's why I'm sitting here with these headphones on, and my ears are going nuts because they're getting itchy. So somebody asked me about home inspections, and it was Theo. And they wanted to know, is it a good idea to do 2 home inspections? Yes, my recommendation, get a home inspection done within that first week for your warranty issues, and then at about the 11th month point, get a home inspector back in there again and have them inspect your home and submit any other issues that might come up. Why? Well, because they're going to see things that you're not. Tom, who does surf to turf home inspections, he gets up on the roof, he looks at all kinds of things. He gets up in the attic, he crawls over deep back in the attic. The guy goes everywhere. The guy is amazing. But he does a very, very thorough inspection to make sure that, everything is right. And, not everybody's an electrician. Not everybody's a plumber. But he knows enough about these things. He can inspect it. He looks for all kinds of things. So it is definitely in your best interest. Better to get them done under warranty, under your 12-month warranty, than have to pay somebody to come in and check them. Let's see. Dan says, just came back from Well Point. There must be 20 people looking at the new garden yard, and they are nearly finished. They will be very popular. I looked at those. They don't look too different, really, than a courtyard villa in size. A slightly different floor plan. One of the things they're doing is this side lanai. And I thought it was interesting. And there's something for everybody here. That's the great thing. So, I think they're going to be popular. Anytime there's a new design that comes out, it's generally pretty popular. People want to see what's new, what's coming. And, again, they're very sensitive to their market. They know what they listen to people, what they're looking for. And, they adjust. Prime example, courtyard villas. If you go look at my house, my courtyard villa sits at about a 15-degree angle from the road. So I have a curved driveway. Mine, I have an Arlington, the washer and dryer are in the house in a separate laundry room. Most of the other ones north of 44, don't have inside laundry rooms, and they're on the same curved driveway. When you go south, after the first couple of sets in the village of Finney, they started doing the front load driveways, so they're straight in, and they've moved the washer and dryers inside. They listen to their residents. You really want to take a trip through time, go all the way to the north end and take a look at the courtyard villas. They have changed so much. It's unbelievable. Let's see. VS says, I have Tom from Surf to Turf doing one closing day, then around 10-month mark. Tom's a great guy. Make sure you tell him you got the information from Don. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Tom is one of my advertisers. And I'll be honest with you, when I was looking for advertisers, I was looking for somebody that would be good for, the people that watch my videos and that. And when Tom approached me, we had some long conversations, and I watched him do an inspection, and then I was on board with him becoming an advertiser. He does a great job. He knows what he's doing. He's going to do my house, even though I can do it myself. I'm going to have him do it just because I think he's going to see things that I don't. And he doesn't mind getting on the roof. Me, I'm done with the roof. It's just climbing up on a roof is just not my bag anymore. Getting up on a high ladder, to get up there, nah, not me, not this kid. Let's see. Tom says, we will be visiting Moultrie Creek next weekend. Is there anything special going on which you would suggest we investigate? I don't know. Folks, can you help them out? My social life is, oh, here we go. So we got somebody from Brentwood, New York. This is going to be our first call, so here we go, folks. Hi, this is Don. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Don. This is Patty from Long Island.
Hi, Patty.
Hi. I'm watching the show. It doesn't sound like the call is I think it's calling now. Yeah. Anyway, hi, how are you?
Good. Yeah, turn the volume down on your computer because there's about a 30-second lag.
Sure. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Well, anyway, love your show. Thank you so much for all you do, and I hope Debbie is well soon. My question is with gutter, and I am using Tom for an inspection coming up pretty soon on a house in Water's Edge. So I'm excited about that. My question is, who do you recommend for gutters?
Um, we used Hill Seamless Gutters, Hill. He did
S I. I'm
H
sorry. What is it?
Hill,
S.
as in small mountain Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, Hill Seamless Gutters. They did my house. They did my friend Jim's house. They did my next door neighbor, Dave's house. It was very reasonable. I think, what was it? It was about $1,100 to put gutters all the way around.
Okay. Great.
And
Okay.
he was done in just a couple of hours. He had a nice crew, and they picked up after themselves. So yeah,
Excellent. Thank you so much, Don, and thank you so much for all the hours that you put into, bringing us great shows. Thank you again.
thank you very much.
Take care.
All right,
Okay, bye.
bye now.
Bye.
Hey, the technology works. I'm shocked. I tested this with Debbie this morning, and I wasn't sure because I was hearing her through the house and everything. And it's like, and going back and forth. But yeah, it does work. Oh wow! I mean, I have a mixing board here that I'm using that the phone ties into. That's part of the reason why I'm using the headphones today. The phone call sounds clear as a bell. Thank you. Yeah. Let me show you what I've got here. We'll turn this around. We're going to look down. So I got a mixing board here, and you can see the little bars going up and down. The ones on the left are the microphones that are on my shirt, and the one on the right is the master, and the other ones in there are also the phone. So hey, wow, it works. Yeah, the phone has got a little doohickey plug, and it's like, all right. Oh, thank you, Victoria. I appreciate the donation. It always helps. Anybody else got any questions? Please feel free to call 352-661-6175. We'll get your questions answered. If you're not watching live, I'm not going to say don't call, but you won't be live, okay? I'll still answer your questions if you call. I probably get one, maybe two calls a day, people asking me all kinds of questions. I don't mind answering them. I consider myself a student of the villages. This past September was 11 years ago, we did our lifestyle preview. And I realized I needed to learn more about it before I bought here. And so I started studying up on it. And by March, we had bought a place. April, we closed. And by June, I was a district supervisor in CDD 10, because I figured that would be a great way to learn more about it. Since then, I've tried to learn as much as I can about how the finances work, how the government system works, a little bit about the history. There's so much. The construction. Obviously, I took a real big interest in that because I was working construction when we first moved here. The last 4 years of my working, we were living here, and I was working. And I mean, there were days where I would drive to Gainesville for a 7 o'clock meeting in Gainesville, and then have to be in Fort Lauderdale for a 2 o'clock meeting. And I'd spend 4 or 5 hours on the road. It was a lot of windshield time. All right. Ed says, how long until Middleton is active with mini stores? Thoughts? So I would expect to see Victory Family Sports Grill open up early next month. I've reached out to Fred Karmapur. He has agreed to do a live interview. Hopefully we'll be doing that in the next week or so. I'm waiting to hear back from him. I've told him I'm not here to do gotchas. I'm not here to try and trick anybody. I'm going to let him know what we're going to talk about ahead of time. That way he can have good answers prepared. It's not scripted. He can say whatever he wants. But we hope to do a walkthrough of Victory Family Sports Grill as well. It looks like a great place. It's huge. It is absolutely huge. It's probably his biggest restaurant. And I think he's got 15 of them now with, what is it? Something at Sawgrass. He took over the old McCrady's. And I don't know. If you've been to the new place, that is run by FMK. They're in, what's the name of that? Sawgrass, Sawgrass Grove. Let me know what you think. I haven't had a chance to get over there yet. I've been playing nursemaid to Debbie all week. But I think February we'll see the first openings, and then it's probably by summertime there should be quite a few more open. Let's see, not sure you can answer this based on the rules. Anything new happening in the county that really excites you? Really excites me. Aggravates, yeah, there's a lot of things that aggravate me. I mean, it's budget season right now for the county commissioners. So we're going to spend the next 4 months, 5 months going over every budget item. I'd like to say that's real exciting, but I think I can stick a pin in my eye and get a little more excited. But no, nothing really exciting right now. I mean, we're working now on a new county service center. It will be at the end of 470 and 301. Let me bring up the map and I'll show you exactly where it's going to be. So, all right, come on. So that's Middleton, and all the way over here, this corner right here in the upper right is where the new county service center is being built. There'll be a new library there. I believe the tax collector is going to have a new office. That's been underway for a month or two now. They've started clearing the lots. They had to get rid of any gopher turtles. That was an expense that I just did not expect. It was like $80,000 to get rid of to relocate gopher turtles. We moved them to a higher class neighborhood. There's a gopher turtle preserve here in the Villages, and that's where they moved them to. All right, let's go back. But yeah, so like right here where the mouse is, this is where the new county service center is going to. So if you need to get your plates or whatever, that's where you'll be able to go. Gotta get to the right window here. Let's transition back. Okay, we just had a few things come in here. Justin says, bought a house in Richmond back in August. Okay. The golf cart path leads to the health care center there and ends. Are there or were there plans to extend it over to Spar shopping area? No. In fact, you used to be able to get over there, then they blocked it off. And you know, if you put a golf cart path in there that goes into there, that golf cart path goes both ways. So, yes, it's inconvenient, but it would have been nice. It really would have been nice to be able to get to Spar by golf cart, I agree. But just like getting over to where Lowe's and Aldi is, there's no golf cart path there. Because, again, the path goes both ways, and you'll be getting people coming into the Villages community that don't belong here. The other thing is they have merchants. The Villages has merchants that pay rent. Okay, and let's say McDonald's. You know, you're going to go to McDonald's, or you're going to go to World of Beer for a burger. Personally, I like World of Beer's burgers much better. But if they open that up, if the developer opens that up, it takes money, it takes revenue away from the restaurants in Brownwood. So they're obviously not going to do that. But, it's just not going to happen. I mean, you may be able to convince CDD to open it up, but they don't own that property. Okay, that is private property, and I believe it is leased property to the hospital, but I believe the developer still owns that property. I would have to check the property records on the Sumter County Property Appraiser's website, but no, there's no plans for it. Ed asks, any concerns with FMK monopolizing food? They certainly have the ability to influence pricing. I generally like those restaurants. They're not the only game in town. Yes, Fred has been very successful. He's been here, I want to say 14 years, and he has grown from one restaurant to where he is now. He's not in anywhere in Magnolia Plaza. It's good. They have a good, reliable business partner with him, but I don't think it's a concern. Fred's a very smart businessman. He's been in the restaurant business a long time, so he's very conscientious about his pricing and about his customers. Mark says, attending Sumter County Resident Academy, observed 911 call center, two fires, 2 falls, dispatch from fire EMS response, heard about Smart 911 for first time, class is best kept secret in Sumter County. Mark is attending the Residence Academy. It started, I want to say 2 weeks ago. I get to do the introduction as the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners, and I was talking to the PAO, the Public Affairs Officer, and she was telling me about all the calls that you got when you visited the 911 center. She was ecstatic because it's like you couldn't have scripted it better. All right. Let's see. Matthew says, any concerns about water softener or on-demand hot water heaters outside of the current cold weather? I think the on-demands, if I remember reading through the manual properly, the on-demands have a thermostat in them that actually heat the water a little bit at a low level when it gets cold. There's no concern about that. And the water softeners are generally inside the garage, so they don't drop below freezing. And honestly, it's salt water, okay? At least in the resin bed, it's salt water. And I can tell you from personal experience, I have seen 28-degree seawater injection temperature on a submarine, and the water was flowing just fine. It was great for our condensers. We drew a vacuum like crazy, but no, I don't think there's any concern. If I was living in New York, I might be concerned because the pipes, have a chance of freezing. But no, not here. Sawgrass Tavern was good. We had a burger, haddock sandwich, and drinks. My drink was $3 cheaper than McGrady's for the same drink. Thank you, Rita. That's good to know. BBXLT says, where is the Gopher Preserve located? It is just south of the Savannah Center. So when you go north on Buena Vista, you will cross 466. On the right will be the Polo Grounds. You go a little bit farther, there's a big open field, and then on the north side of that, there's some courtyard villas, and then shortly thereafter that is Savannah Center. So that big open field is the Gopher Turtle Preserve. Let's see. Kyle Reed said the new restaurant in the waterfront is very well done, Calypso. I heard about that. Haven't been to it yet. Aldi, whatever. Okay. So pronunciation was never my strong suit. Okay. Ed wants to know, can you do ride-alongs with the police? My father-in-law would love that. I don't know. You would have to call the non-emergency number at the Sumter County Sheriff's. They would be the ones to talk to, either that or the Wildwood PD. Let's see. Victoria wants to know, why have some of the town squares recently been closed? Well, they don't really close, but all right, that one caught me off guard. Caddyshack. So anyway, the town squares haven't really been closed, but when the weather gets really cold, they cancel the nightly entertainment. That's always been the policy. I don't remember what the temperature is, but they have a set temperature. When it gets below that, or the weather gets really bad, they won't do the nightly entertainment. And if the merchants are closing early, that's not unheard of, I guess, considering that, they're relying on their evening traffic as part of their revenue stream. And if nobody's in the town squares, they're not making money, so they're going to close for the night. Gopher preserves. It's a gopher turtle, VS, not a gopher, okay? It's a burrowing turtle, and they dig pretty deep. We're on Caddyshack Lane. No, it's not. But did you know? Remember where the Munsters lived? Mockingbird Lane, 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Believe it or not, here in the Villages, there is a 1313 Mockingbird Lane. It's not far from Bonifay Country Club. I was driving through there when I first moved here, and I drove by this one street, and I said, Mockingbird Lane. I said, nah, they wouldn't. So I drove down. Sure enough, there's a 1313 Mockingbird Lane. But the Munsters don't live there. It's changed hands about 6 times. Does the gopher turtle dance too? All right. I think I was told, Eb says, I think it was told a while ago, if it gets below 50, possibly. Let's see. Jerry O says, hey, Don, the developer will have models of each villa in the different color areas of the number of homes built in that development. I have not been able to find pictures of these mapped models. Yeah, they hold that information pretty tight. If you go look at last week's, these garden villas, towards the end there, right at the very end, I had the floor plans for those. I put those up. All right. Wow. Eb, you hit on an interesting one. Lots of concern about golf carts at the north and traffic. Do you see any changes due to that? Okay, so the county position is that we are not responsible for golf cart lanes. The CDD had a study done. They came back, Kimberly Horn did the study. They came back with alternatives, and the CDD opted not to execute any of those. So that road right now, it's still in the hands of the CDD to figure out what they're going to do with it. They own, if you will, the golf cart paths. It's not a county issue. We don't do golf cart paths anywhere in the county. So just like over by Sawgrass Grove, the crossing that goes over to Southern Oaks. I had to think what the golf course was called. The Southern Oaks Golf Course. That's a point of contention, and something needs to be done. That's in the CDD's hands also. So speaking of CDDs, let me share with you, Mark shared this with me and I pulled it up. So this is a map of the area, and it was a public notice in the newspaper. So right down here, whoops, I can't show you. So this is in the southern area. To the left of the dark spot in the middle is where Moultrie Creek, Shady Brook, Water's Edge are at. Eastport is over there also. The darkened area is CDD 16, the newest CDD. There is there's several golf courses going in there, as well as lots of houses. The golf courses aren't part of the CDD. Also, the fire station is in proximity of it. It's all kind of in pieces, and that's the way all the CDDs are, because they exclude the stuff that is amenities. The amenities are not part of the actual CDD. And, executive golf courses are amenities. Championship golf courses are privately owned property. They're also not part of the CDDs. So I think next month it'll have its first meeting with the city of Wildwood for establishing CDD 16. Just part of the growth. That's 16. If you start looking at the size of the CDDs, I can see CDD 20, 21, maybe 22, and that's with just the property that they have now. I don't know what they're going to do with the Mascot property. Mascot is about a mile south of Center Hill, and just on the other side of County Road 48. Not sure what they're going to do with that property, but you look at some of the names that are on the property owners between them, and they're names of people that have done business with the developer many times over for land acquisition. Names like Yoder and Merritt. Anyway, so that's coming. That's a good thing. That normally precedes a year or two before houses being built. And they are making great progress in that area. This is not Edenfield. This would be the area on the opposite side of what's the name of the road? Bexley Trail. When you come down Bexley Trail coming across the bridge, if you're heading south, this is the area on your left. All right, so we got some more questions in here. The Mockingbird Lane is probably haunted. Yeah, probably so. Mike B says, thanks. Do you have any recommendations for home watch service for us snowbirds and veterinarians for our pooch? I don't have any recommendations on home watch services. It's not something that I've really looked into. If somebody has a home watch service, I'll be more than happy to talk to them about advertising, and might be able to recommend them. Well, I wouldn't recommend them if I won't put them on as an advertiser. I certainly won't recommend them. But it doesn't mean that if you're not an advertiser, I won't recommend you. I don't know anybody right now. As far as veterinarian, I use Jumper Creek Veterinary Clinic. Dr. Yates is my vet. They are down in Bushnell. With the dogs living down in Moultrie Creek. Oh, Jerry, you're killing me with your jokes. With the dogs living down in Moultrie Creek, it's more convenient to go down there. I actually found Dr. Yates when Lily was having her first litter. We were using the vet in Pinellas Plaza. They closed up shop about 2 weeks before Lily was due with her first litter. Needless to say, I was in panic mode trying to find a good vet. I ended up finding Dr. Yates. He was a great vet. He is a great vet. Both my dogs now go to him. It was quite shocking too, because when I was getting the health certificates for the first litter of pups, he spent about an hour and a half with these 7 pups, and we had 1 male and 6 females. And that night, after we got all the health certificates, we took them back home, and I got a call from the vet's office, and it was Dr. Yates himself, not his vet tech or anybody like that. I figured I left my credit card there or something like that. Nope, it was Dr. Yates. His question was, do you still have the male, and is he still for sale? I was flabbergasted. When does a vet buy a dog? You know, Gus is now the office dog. If you go down to Jumper Creek, on occasion you might see him there. He's there every single day, and it's. But you know, Gus looks just like his dad, Sully. Anyway, but yeah, Jumper Creek is a very good vet. I like them a whole lot. Mascot, like a gopher. No, it's spelled a little bit differently, but it's pronounced mascot, Jerry. Anyway, let's see. Mark Edwards wants to know, how often do you play the big golf courses? Is it worth the high rates? I see they are closing the Havana course too. So Havana is being closed down for renovation. It's funny you mention that because Commissioner Kuhn owns TLC Landscaping, and it's competitively bid. I assume, I mean, that's private property, so the developer can use whoever he wants. But I assume it was competitively bid. But they're doing all 27 holes of Havana at one time. It used to be that they would close 9 and do it, close another 9 and do it. This time they closed the whole course. They're doing the whole course all at once. And Todd was telling me that he's got his hands full. It's a big job, very big job. How often do I play the championship courses? Maybe every other month I'll play one. Is it worth it? I like it. I think it is. My game doesn't warrant the extra expense, but it's enjoyable. Like I said, about every other month I play it, and yeah, I think it's worth the rates. Are they high? I don't golf enough to be able to make that comparison, to be honest with you. Let's see. James wants to know, can you pick up the major local television channels with an antenna? If so, are they from Orlando? Yes, there are quite a number of channels you can pick up with a high def and an HD digital antenna. My courtyard villa, I have one up in the attic, and it's wired down to all the receptacles, and I was getting about 35, 40 channels. There's quite a number of broadcast channels that are digital high def these days. But I'll be honest with you, I ended up going with YouTube TV just for the convenience, because it has a recording service. I mean, I got hundreds of movies recorded, and the great thing is I'm sitting here in my apartment today and I can watch YouTube TV on my computer and or on the TV in the living room, and I get to watch the same shows that I have recorded at the house. Flip over to Apple TV. The days of broadcast are few and far between, in my opinion. Now that everybody's got good broadband service, or most people have good broadband service, and in the county, part of the impact funds from the COVID impact funds are being spent to fund the expansion of broadband into the more rural areas. Let's see. Angel Eyes 222 says, any idea of what area opening next? So, looking at what's going on, I'm going to say the south side of McNeil Drive, up where they're building the garden villas. And then I think they're going to start moving south from there, although they may be also starting on Lakeview. Let me pull up the map again. There's the map. Oops, once again, I'm trying to do it on the wrong screen. All right. So this right here is the village of Lakeview, and it appears to be ready for houses, and it's on the opposite side of what is this one? Bel Air Executive Course. So this area right here is under construction. This is where the garden villas are, and I think we're going to start seeing some movement down this way. All this area here, and then start coming down. Edenfield, which is this area over here, they're making progress. They're putting in the underground utilities right now, but they're probably a year away if past history is any indication. By the way, this over here, this is CDD 16 over here. This is CDD 15 phase 2, as is part of this over here, CDD 15 phase 2. Or maybe, nope, this is 16 over here. So that's what's going on. But that's what I see next, either Lakeview or Oak Hollow, which is this area right here. All right. Let's go. Let's see. Matthew wants to know, if I purchase a lot in Eastport, am I required to build on it within a certain time? Well, Matthew, you're not going to purchase a lot in Eastport because there are no Eastport lots. Eastport is a commercial district. But yes, you must build right away. Basically, as soon as your design is done, they start construction. About a month later, they start construction. I've seen a few get drug out a little bit, but not by much. They don't want empty lots sitting in the residential areas once people start moving in. Let's see. Greg R. says, who's responsible for the lights in the golf cart tunnels? I see a number of them totally dark lately. Give the call-in line for the District Gov website. Let's find it here. We'll find it here. So this is the District Gov website. It's districtgov.org. And where is it at? There's a number here. I know there's a number here. Yeah, contact us. Okay. You can fill out this form right here. There's also a local phone number, and give them the information, and it gets forwarded immediately to District Property Management, and they take care of it. I've done it many times. Walking the dogs, I'll walk through a tunnel and the lights are out. So I call them, and within 2 days they're back on. Do you know if fiber is available around Eastport, Wellpoint to Middleton? I assume it is. Maybe there's somebody here that lives in Wellpoint. Wellpoint to Middleton's a big area. I know that in Debbie's house, she has a gigabit fiber optic line. All the houses in Moultrie Creek, and I'm going to assume Shady Brook and Water's Edge, all have fiber to them, and it's a very good, very reliable connection so far. Let's see, Sam says, Matthew, I bought a lot. Must do design in 30 days, 20% down. Then it starts in 30 more days, and done in 92. From my experience, all was great. Yep. Let's see. Veritas says, yes, several additional channels with Metro Orlando, even Tampa. Okay, great. VS wants to know about the golf cart raffle. So that's this. There's a golf cart raffle happening it's the next couple of days, I think. And the only place I know to get tickets are at Country Village Golf Carts, or Country Village Power Equipment and Golf Carts, which is down County Road 471. Just go down US 301. It splits off to 471. Go straight into Webster. And when you see the fairground or not the fairgrounds. It's past the fairgrounds, the flea market. Directly across from the Webster Flea Market is Country Village Power Equipment, and go in there, talk to them. They have tickets. But that would be the only place I know. You can give Country Village Power Equipment a call, and they should be able to help you if there's somebody local. There's their number on the screen, 352-793-3948. Let's see. Yes, fiber is available in Shady Brook and Water's Edge. Yep, Centric Fiber. Okay, great. Where are we at on time? Holy mackerel, we're getting really up there in time. Any idea when the Turnpike extension will start? So right now they're working on finishing up the area through Lake County. I should know this off the top of my head because I'm on the Lake and Sumter Metropolitan Planning Organization. And this is one of our key areas of conversation every meeting that we have. And it is, okay, hang on, Gus, I'll get back to your question. Okay, sorry. Squirrel, yeah, I get distracted real easy. Sorry about that, folks. But the Turnpike expansion, they're adding 2 lanes in each direction. Obviously, one of the things that many are hoping for is sound abatement walls. I certainly hope they do put them up because they'll definitely need it with the extra traffic that's going up and down the Turnpike. And it's about future growth, and it's a big deal. Let's see. Timeline for widening 301. So, well, hang on. Let me find Gus's question here. Gus, where's your question? Gus, the only question I see from you is, oh wait. Do you have any information on upgrading north of 466A to fiber optics? Ah, that is the question. No, I don't see any. I haven't heard of anybody looking to do that. That infrastructure has to be done by the cable company or the fiber optic company, and upgrading north of 466A, there's tons of houses there. It would be a very massive, very expensive project. I'm not sure they could ever recoup their installation costs. You should have a broadband service. Most of them have like 300-400 megabit downlink and 30-40 megabit or 80 megabit uplink on cable. And that's generally sufficient for most people's needs. My needs are a little bit higher because I do a lot of uploads, but no, nothing coming. All right. Timeline for widening of 301. Well, the money's all approved, Deborah, and my understanding is we're at about 90% on design drawings. They're being finalized. And they're also working already on right-of-way acquisition. They have to own a certain amount of property on each side of the road to do this, and they're in the process of acquiring that land. We'll probably see work starting into the summer on widening of 301. It definitely needs it. It is definitely needed. That was a huge win when the governor decided to fund all that. Okay, so we have gone through our hour. We had one phone call today. Come on, folks. I'll take one more call. If somebody's got a question, please feel free to call. If not, we're going to do this again next week with the phone calls, because now that I figured out how to work it, it actually, I was very pleasantly surprised at how well it works. The only downside is, of course, that I get to look like Princess Leia. All right, why am I not? There we go. There we go. All right. I get to wear my little Princess Leia headphones. Don has a nice glow around them. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Let's see. Veritas says, let's see. Don has only 18 likes now, the total of 120 of us in the chat. Please use 2 seconds to like the stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. Liking the stream does help. You know, the whole YouTube algorithms are interesting, and trying to understand them can be challenging. Obviously, number of subscribers helps. That drives advertisers. I'm right now at about 21,000 subscribers, which is good. It's also bringing in people wanting me to represent their products on my YouTube channel, and I'm going, yeah, you know, some of the stuff is like, you guys don't have any interest in the junk, the products that they're offering. So I haven't acted on any of those. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, I think we were about shot here. We had 123 people watch it. Again, you know, I appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll do this again next week. Any last minute questions? The haze wasn't purple though. Oh, purple. Oh my gosh. You know, I thought Debbie's jokes were bad, but you guys are just as bad. All right. Okay. So once again, thanks folks for joining in. We'll do this again next week. Y'all have a great day. You know, life is short. Enjoy it all you can, because we really don't know what tomorrow brings. You know, like it was played at the beginning, it's the best of times, it was the worst of times. This was a great week, I think, for our country. But the weather has been miserable throughout the country. Even here in sunny Florida, it's been cold. My golf yesterday morning was canceled because our tee time was canceled because it was too cold. Yeah. All right. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you all next week. Hopefully tonight I'll finish up 152 and get it out. Take care.
Welcome to Coral's Casual Patio and Fireplace, serving the villagers since 1998. Come visit Coral's Casual's huge showroom in the Best Buy Plaza on US 441. Their wide variety of furniture will accommodate every lifestyle and fit every budget. Coral's Casual carries wicker, polywood, aluminum, and so much more. There's something here for everyone, and delivery is always free at Coral's Casual. Mention this ad and receive your 20% villagers discount. Come visit Coral's Casual in person or online. They look forward to seeing you soon.